Welcome to Parliament TV. I am Tshepo Mori. This week in Parliament, the Speaker of the National Assembly, Ms. Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula, is leading a multi-party delegation to the 54th Plenary Assembly of the Southern African Development Community Parliamentary Forum to be held in Port Louis, Mauritius from 22 to 26 November 2023. The theme of the 54th Plenary Assembly is the role of Parliament in promoting coordination for enhanced disaster risk reduction and recovery planning in the SADC region. The National Assembly is scheduled to vote on a draft resolution by Mr. Julius Malema relating to the closure of the Israeli embassy in South Africa and the suspension of all diplomatic relations with Israel. Other plenaries scheduled for this week include a statement by the Minister in the Presidency on the Census 2022 results, debates on issues of national importance, questions for oral reply, considerations of budgetary review and recommendation reports on Vote 7 of the National School of Government, Vote 11 of the Department of Public Service and Administration and Centre of Public Service Innovation, and Vote 12 of the Public Service Commission. On Tuesday, the National Assembly hybrid plenary is scheduled to vote on a draft resolution by Mr. Julius Malema relating to the closure of the Israeli embassy in South Africa and the suspension of all diplomatic relations with Israel. The draft resolution was debated in a mini plenary last week, Thursday. On Wednesday at 3 p.m., the governance cluster ministers will be in the National Assembly for a question and answer session. Questions for oral reply is but one of the mechanisms that Parliament uses to hold the executive to account. The cluster includes Ministers of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, Government Communications and Information Services and Media Development and Diversity Agency, Women, Youth and Persons with Disabilities, Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation, as well as Public Service and Administration. A report of the Standing Committee on Appropriation on the Division of Revenue Amendment Bill will also be considered during the plenary. During its hybrid plenary at 2 p.m. on Thursday, the National Council of Provinces is scheduled to consider the Agricultural Product Standards Amendment Bill and the National Veld and Forest Fire Amendment Bill. The House will also hold a debate on matters of national importance under the theme Systematic Destruction of State Enterprises and Urgent Steps Needed to Reposition the State as the Primary Driver of Development. Other items on the ACOP agenda include consideration of various international study tour reports, as well as reports of the Joint Standing Committee on Financial Management of Parliament report on the 2022-23 fourth quarter report. Whilst the National Assembly will hold a plenary sitting to consider the BRRR of the Portfolio Committees on Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, Public Works and Infrastructure, Health, Small Business Development, and Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation. The National Assembly is scheduled to convene 3 mini-plenary sessions on Friday to consider various matters of national importance, including consideration of the role of national government policy in job creation and poverty alleviation, the water provision crisis in South Africa, and an urgent call for intervention by the South African Police Service and intelligence structures to address politically motivated killings, including the killing of Amakhosi and other traditional leaders. Parliament continues to fulfill its constitutional responsibilities. Much of Parliament's lawmaking and oversight work, which includes public access and involvement, is carried out in its committees. There are about 44 committee meetings of both houses scheduled for this week to conduct oversight, process bills and develop BRRRs. At least 2 committees are scheduled to hold public hearings this week, with the Portfolio Committee on Small Business Development visiting Gauteng to get public input on the National Small Enterprise Amendment Bill, and the Portfolio Committee on Mineral Resources and Energy holding hearings on the Electricity Regulation Amendment Bill. For the full list of scheduled committee meetings, please visit www.parliament.gov.za/committee-schedules. Thank you for watching Parliament TV. I am Tshepo Mori. Goodbye.